guys, welcome back to my garden. I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday season. Getting ready to go in and I'm getting ready to clean out this entire area over here. In the summertime I grow flowers here, and then I also grow veggies here as well. So I think this is pretty much the first time that I had you guys in this area. So what I want to do, I want to go ahead and start to clean out the remnants that I have left over from the summertime, and go ahead and blow all the leaves out over here and start getting these beds prepped. So we'll start here in this area, and then we'll go ahead, clean this bed out first, and then we'll move in and we'll start to blow all the leaves out. So let's get to it. So I got everything cleaned out, all of the remnants, and you guys, the basil, it smelled just like summertime. It smells so good. But what I want to do now is I want to go in and just kind of just blow the leaves out from this area. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that next. Moved out of the way, so I think I'm going to create like a small grouping of terracotta pots over here in this corner here. And I do have a bigger terracotta pot. I'm not going to clean it out right now, but I am going to go ahead and just put an obelisk right there, and then that way I can just kind of just group those pots in that area, because it is full of soil that we use fresh for like one planting. So it would be a good contender for a container to do a early spring arrangement. Just went ahead and just grabbed the smaller obelisk. It goes right here. This is how I grow my strawberries. So I grow my strawberries in containers, and the reason why I do that is because strawberries can be invasive. So the foliage still kind of looks pretty good. Because I have a small suburban, urban, city lot, however you want to name it or categorize it, I don't have a lot of space, and I wish I had acres and acres of land, but that's just not the situation that I'm faced with. So for my strawberries, I like to grow my strawberries in containers. One reason in particular is because strawberries can be very invasive. Growing them in a container is one of the ways that I found throughout the years that helps me minimize having all of these runners coming from place to place. Love the fact that they do provide me with a little bit of green interest throughout the winter time. Now the leaves are a little bit tattered in some places, and some places have flowers on them like they're trying to attempt to put out blooms. So now what I want to do is I want to go over and I want to water some evergreens in containers, you guys. All right, so I have all of my Monrovia Taylor junipers water in, and I love these because of the blue color. But if you guys get in and you look at the foliage, some of the foliage look like it's been drying out, but I have been watering these evergreens, these Taylor junipers. I literally come out here and I water these every 2 weeks. It's on the schedule. And sometimes if we have high wind, what I would do is I would come in and I will hit them with some additional water. Sometimes your evergreens in containers or your plants in containers oftentimes will get a little bit of wind burn. So what I try to do is I come out, I water every 2 weeks. If we have heavy wind, then I water an additional spot watering, so that would make them like every week. So I kind of just play it by ear. True way here, I have containers that I love to have flanking here. They're just something small just to welcome you in this area of my garden, to say hello, you're welcome, and just greet you with just beautiful blooms throughout the season. So what I want to do is I want to take some cuttings from this vine, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull these containers. Now I went back and forth with if I were going to plant them up, or excuse me, if I were going to do some wintergreen containers for the season, but because I have so much going on in this area here, I didn't want it to take away from the ambiance. So for right now, the only thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and just pull these containers here, and then this whole area pretty much be buttoned up for the winter time. I nipped off the red spike right at the base. I cut the vinca vine just back, and what I'll do is I'll come out and I'll just dig these up and just let these just grow in a flat, and I'll show you guys how I do that. And I did the same thing for this container right here. So you guys, now that I have about everything that I want to get accomplished for today, I want to go ahead and give you guys a tour of this area, since I've never had you guys in my garden per se in a more formal setting. So in the summertime, we came over here, we picked strawberries, we picked squash, we picked cucumbers, we had tomatoes and everything, but it was more so of a close-up shot, and I never got the opportunity to show you guys what this area looked like. And you know, in your mind you can have just things planned out and how you want everything to go, but sometimes you guys, time gets away from us, or the season gets away from us. So I'll go ahead and give you guys a tour of the area now, that way you can see it with its dry bones, or its bare bones rather. So what I have going on is, on this wall over here, I have this garden room here. I have my evergreens. They have literally created me a wall here. Back here, I have my seating arrangement in every area in my garden, you guys. I love to incorporate seating. I'll sit out here. I'll have my books out here, my laptop where I'm answering emails, responding to the comments on YouTube or Instagram. And so this is generally, if the weather permits, this is where I'm usually at. And I sit out here. I plant other areas in my garden as well as containers. I'll take coffee here, take calls, whatever. But I love to incorporate seating areas. So I have this seating area here, and I went with a brown wicker in this area. That way it kept everything more to a neutral tone. This area over here is where I have my vegetable and my flower production. Now I wish I had more space, but that is definitely not the situation that I have going on here. So let me show you this area over here. So over here in this area, I have a total of 4 raised beds. So I typically do 2 for vegetables, and then I do 2 for flowers. And then depending on the season, I'll do 1 full for veggies and then 1.5 for flowers. So I'll have flowers for cutting. So I also have containers that I bring in and out. So for example, let's say my strawberries. The strawberries stay over here dedicated to this area. But let's say if there is some type of flower that I want to grow in a container to use in a bouquet, then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll pot it up in that container. Like for example, I had some dahlias that I still kept in containers. I will go ahead and I will put that along the back fence here or along the side of the fence here. So that's pretty much this area here. Let me know what you guys think about this area. I love to hear your comments. I know it's the first time that a lot of you are hearing that I actually grow vegetables as well as grow flowers in my garden. So if you're enjoying content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.